Is this on? Okay. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background. So what I do for my eyes is I pretty much... Oh, let's see if we can get this. So I draw the eye, obviously. Let's do one of Cole's eyes, because that's one of the... Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. Mulder, please don't bark. I please don't bark. Alright. So I draw the eye. I tend to make the eyes way too big, and then I have to redraw them. But I draw the eye. Go away. I draw the eye, and then I do a black... I do a black iris to start. And then I like to make it darker around the actual eye. For Cole, for example, he has bags. So I make it a little bit darker around the eye, but I do that for all my characters where I make it dark near the top. And then I will go in and I will color it. So I'll do a quick... I don't like using plain white. I feel like it's too heavy of a color. Yeah, there we go. God, it looks a bit like he has jaundice, but it's fine. There we go. So I pick a kind of darker color, depending on the character and their eye color. For Cole, I tend to use a warm tone. Since he's mostly blue, I made his skin warmer, but I made his hair and his general being blue, especially his eye. And then I go and I get his eye color. There we go. Please ignore that. That was just my reference pictures. I go grab his eye color. And I'm on the right pen. And then what I do is I do a layer over top. And I kind of trace over the original iris because I want it to have a bit of a kind of shaky outline to it. So I trace over the original iris. Sometimes I have to mess with it. And my pencil that I use is very sketchy because I really like the feeling of sketchy pencils. I trace over that, and then I lock it. I snag a darker color slightly on a different part of the wheel because I want them to contrast and kind of stick out. And then I just go over it again like this with the darker color. Sometimes I'll make it even darker, and I'll go a little towards purple and just put a little dash of that over the top. But I do that. I don't blend the eye colors because eye colors don't tend to be perfect anyway, so I try not to blend them. On occasion, I will add a lighter blue to his eye because when I want the feeling to be a little happier, I tend to add just a touch of lightness to his eye. And then I get same brush, smaller. Depending on the character, depends on the color or the shape I use. So for Cole, I tend to use this. I tend to use just a long, flat color. Sometimes I will do a triangle because he's supposed to be all shapes. He's supposed to be really sharp. But for someone like Kieran, I'll do a circle. Or for someone like Cameron, I'll do a square. It kind of just is a little extra tidbit to show the characterization of a character. You know, because Kieran's supposed to be all circles and Cameron's all squares and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what I do. I hope that all made sense. If you need help with the brush, I can give you my brush, but I don't know if you have Clip Studio Paint, because that's the brush I use. It's my favorite brush.